cool. Sync. Okay. Hello, everyone, and wonderful people. Today we have another very educational video today. Let's pop in the frame right here. I've gotten a few comments as well as I've gotten some questions from people in my group on how do you shape a beret in the traditional Russian standards. And that's what we'll be doing today. I want to preface this video by starting that I am in no way trying to portray myself or perform any stolen valor of being in the Russian military. So with that, might as well get into the actual shaping itself. Before starting this, I would also like to say as well that I'm doing these berets in the style and in the regulations of how the Russian military does it. So for anyone that is in the US Army or vice versa and sees that these berets are a little bit whack in some way or they look a little bit off due to how they are shaped, that is because I'm going off of the reference photos of how most traditional Russian military men would use them. So for this, what you are going to need is you're going to need a few things. I recommend get yourself a water source of some sort, like a bowl of water, because you're going to need this to dunk the beret in later for shaping it. Next, what I also recommend as well is starch spray. This holds your beret in shape really well and also causes it to not deform as much, and it holds its shape better. I also recommend these little chip clips for like chip bags, or however you want to pronounce these little clips. You can use these to hold in the shape of the beret's brim and other little accessories. This having this on your beret over time will keep and hold that brim shape that you see on my other one right here off to the right of me. And lastly, what you'll need for the video is you will need a razor. I do not recommend electric shavers because they do not go deep into the cloth and the bristles of how like any normal electric shaver would. Your traditional shaver, like this one is a Bix one I got from the dollar store. Any of these ones will work just perfectly in my opinion. Today we're going to be doing and shaping a Russian motor rifleman's beret. I was given to this by my buddy Austin from Beret. Shout out to Austin if you're watching this video right now. These strings right here, I would only suggest that once you have actually shaped your beret and you put it on your head, then you scrunch these down and then get that really tight onto your head, because you do not want these. You don't want to preemptively singe this down, tighten it down, and then you go and shape the beret and it shrinks even harder. That's what you don't want to do. I would suggest doing this at the very end once you have fully gotten your decent shaping and you're just letting it dry. So what we're going to do is you're going to take your razor, if I can get it out of the plastic bit here. You're going to take your razor and you're just going to start shaving it like you would any other thing, like you normally shave. I was going to do this real quick as an example. As you can see right here, look at all that came off. Look at that. You can just see it right here. You're just going to pluck this off and just throw it off to the side. So now you can shave this down to however small you want. There are layers to this, I will say. Mine on my naval beret has been shaved down decently. It's kind of hard to tell because it's black. It also depends on how aggressive you are shaving this. So if you're really digging into it, then maybe probably once or twice then. But if you're just like me and you're just doing a casual shave around like normal, you're not getting into it, probably 2 or 3 times around the entire beret itself would be recommended. So
a few moments later.
Alrighty, now that we have shaved down our beret, I don't know, it's kind of hard to tell in the video, but you can tell it is very well shaved. There's barely any of these little fuzzy bits. There's still a little bit of stragglers, on some ends right here. There's a little bit of straggler thrown around, but you can usually just pick those off. But we have our shaved beret. Now this is the next part, which is gonna be fun. You're gonna actually have to wear this, you're gonna have to dunk it in water, and you're gonna have to put it on your head. So let us do that next. We're going to take our beret and we're going to dunk it into the water. Now it's okay if you get water inside of the beret, that's fine, it'll dry off. Just when you are shaping these and you get water and you're, putting the water in it, try not to get the outer rim of the beret, this leather part, wet. Try not to get that wet because that is going to be it's going to be a bitch and a half to try and keep it dry, and leather usually never dries that quick. Bring that out. We're gonna go back in for another dip. All right, now that we have this dried out, now we're gonna wring this out. For these next parts, I recommend you have a mirror around because you're going to need to shape this properly, and you're gonna need to get it just right and all that, and getting it and trying to shape it through not using a mirror is a lot difficult than it may seem. So I recommend you use a mirror for this next part. We're gonna go into that next part. So now to the shaping. Alrighty. Now we're going to get into the shaping part. Now there are many different ways of shaping the beret itself. You have, I'll show my example here, is the airborne one. Let's picking that up. You have the airborne one right here. The airborne one is, it goes from a downwards zoop upwards and then back down again. And then we have here a naval one. The naval one comes from a line on the side, over and down, like they're right there on the brim. Put the beret on. Now get that beret really down into your head. Really down into your head. And it's gonna look like a chef's hat right now. But this is where the fun part begins. We're gonna pull forwards, bend these down. We're gonna start the shaping. Now this is where those pins I showed you, or I showed you guys earlier, come in. They're gonna help keep that shape. Just gonna put a chip clip right there inside of it. Now a lot of you may be wondering, like, oh, is that gonna put an indent on the beret? It's gonna fuck it up. Well, at the start, yes. Over time though, as you can see right here, they will fade away through natural use. So, but for the time being, they really do help with the shaping. Gotcha. Make sure to stretch that all the way down into your head. Right down there. Stretch that all down under your head. On down to your head. Now we have it fully shaped onto our heads. Now this is where the next fun part comes in. You're going to use the starch spray. The starch spray you're going to spray around the beret, and this is going to keep it shaped. So that's what we're going to do next. Now the starch is going to act as that glue to hold your beret in shape, and it will keep it from deforming or keeping it from getting bent. Now that you have it all shaped, you have it all done, the next part of this process is now just to wait for it to dry. Now, I know for a lot of you that's going to be a little bit challenging. One of the ways that can remedy this is a hair dryer. A hair dryer speeds up the process by tenfold.
Later.
Decently dry, it's still a bit damp in certain areas. The last part of this is just now to wear it for the rest of the day. So hopefully you are not doing anything for the rest of the day and you can wear this like myself. I should preface this by saying that this is a all day sort of deal. This is not something that can be done in a matter of minutes. This is a process that will take a few hours at most to shape. Alright, now that we are all done with the shaping and the bereting and all that, we are now done. We are going to now wait. So now we are a day later after the fact from the initial testing, and it is now nice and shaped to the head. It is nice and smooth. You don't got those little fuzzies that are coming off of it. The nice brimmed is nice and shaped, it's not coming off, and it won't deform. So you might be also wondering about these little indents. Over time, these indents, they will go away, like they have my other berets. Like you can see right here, that one isn't going away, but there was a bunch already on this, and it is practically gone by now. But the indents will go away after a while. So if you have any other ideas or suggestions on how to keep this shape or other methods that you found were better, just leave them in the comments down below. And with that, I hope this video was helpful and informational. And until the next one, peace.